Okay, guys, welcome back. Disregard that last video. I think one person saw it. Just disregard it. I got the message. I was starting to listen to another guru, so the gods interfere. I couldn't figure out what was happening and what message I wasn't getting. The gods are like, this is nonsense. This is bullshit. This is not how the natural world works. We're sorry, but it doesn't work this way. And Odin had seemed angry this morning, and I'm like, why are you angry? And he was angry because he's like, you know better. You know you can't sit there and just manifest bullshit and, not put the hard work in. He goes, all this fancy new age la 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 that this person is selling you, they're not going to admit that they had lucky breaks, and they're not going to admit that for every job they got, someone else didn't get the job, and all this other common sense stuff that you damn well know. You went through losing a channel, and you went through all these other businesses that didn't work because I'm really gifted at business. And he says, you've worked for businesses that went under. He says, it's not all positive thinking and doing your very best. And sometimes life does not break in our favor. And, he pointed out that they're just selling you bullshit in a box, as Odin will put it, because he's very blunt, and he didn't like it. And he's like, you're too intelligent to be watching this bullshit. So they kept interfering this morning. I was trying to make stew, and, I don't have Alzheimer's, not yet. And I'm forgetting every damn thing that goes into the stew, even though I make it like once or twice a week lately. And I'm like, every time I would sit down, I would remember something else, remember something else, remember something else. Because I was starting to try to do something that wasn't possible, is why. And Odin and Loki wanted it over, so they put on a supernatural floor show last night. I had these bizarre dreams this morning of, I think it was related to Lawrence of Arabia or something. And something just kept telling me that this person, they might be buying what they're selling. They might actually truly believe this, but they're a fraud. Because I'm like, I can think of a couple things you haven't accomplished. Is that not on your vision board? What's happening? And Loki was like, nonsense, bullshit in a box. He's right. And, there was something that had bothered me. I'd gotten away from them before because I thought they were a hypocrite because they sell this very, very expensive magazine filled with items that cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And they're so materialistic in this magazine. And yet, because they spout this new age bullshit every so often, it's like people think they're so spiritual and consumer goods have something to do with spirituality. A $5,000 watch has bullshit to do with spirituality, is what it has to do with spirituality. Going on this, event, this $1 million escape to this private island, that has bullshit to do with spirituality. And I realize I actually don't like this person. They're very obnoxious. They're very self-centered. They're always on a brag about stuff they've done and places they've gone. And I had looked up this article by this person, and sometimes hearing an opposing view is good for you. And I generally don't listen to what anybody on the right has to say, because I like, once you say you're on the right, I'm like, uh-oh. I don't care, and they pointed out that if you listen to this person speak, they go through 30 or 40 different accents. You know what I mean? They go through all these accents and put these phony accents on. And I'm like, that bothered me too. It bothers you, it bothers me. Now, I kind of do it sometimes because I'm trying to make a dramatic point, but they kind of do it and they put on these airs. And they're so sophisticated, and aren't they wonderful? And they talk to you. And they're a good speaker, I'll give them that. They're a good speaker. They almost hypnotize you with the voice. It's kind of like an Odin gift at this point. And they just make it sound simultaneously that you are lucky they are gracing you with their presence, and they have infinite wisdom, and look at me, and look at all I've got, and if you listen to me, maybe I will impart a secret to you. I heard bullshit in a box back here, real happy. So I got out of that real fast. I don't like it because I know that's the kind of like last chance, desperate hallelujah shot a lot of people will take. And I think a lot of people got the same idea because this person has over 3 million subscribers. And yet, you know, there are videos that got like very little to almost no views, and I'm like, people just thought they would go and rub the magic of subscription. It's almost like people think subscribing is as good as watching the content. And I'm not calling people out. I'm like, I've noticed that phenomenon on YouTube. Like, you have tons of subscribers and you have very little watch time. And when it didn't happen, I think people are like, oh, yeah, I've been watching this or doing this for like years or decades or something, and it never manifested into being a billionaire or billionaires or going to that island or having that damn watch or, you know, whatever. And I thought, you know, they're kind of promotional, they're kind of gimmicky, because when I was young, I used to study weird stuff. Like, I would study P.T. Barnum, and I would study all these guys that were like carnies and that. And these hucksters would do this kind of stuff that this person does, where they would give away gifts that meant so much to the people they were giving them to, because they were giving them away to impoverished people or something else. And they kind of made money on and fame on what a good person they were. And that's actually not how you do charity. Once the cameras show up and the whole world knows you did it, to me and to most people, it stops being charity. It's like a you event. It's like, look at what I'm doing. Now, there are exceptions, like if famous people go do a St. Jude commercial or something. That's totally different. That's, hey, maybe if you like me, you'll donate to these kids. But if it's an event you are putting on for ratings or for fame or for money, I'm like, this person quotes their Bible a lot too. They should know that in the Bible it tells you that if you do a good work just for, you know, recognition, and you're running around, you're telling everybody I did this good thing, you already got your reward. There is no reward waiting for you in heaven if you're going around telling everybody all the good you do. There is no reward for you in heaven. So I'm like, it seems to me they got some selective Bible reading going on here, but yeah, and I know I feel like I'm not quite back into sync, but it feels like I'm just going through this transformation period, so I'm just asking you guys to bear with me, and it feels like it's just going to be annoying as hell. Right now, it's like Loki's using that annoying as hell fox energy to just annoy the shit out of me, and it's going to go until he's satisfied, and he's satisfied, everything's where he wants it to be, and Odin's satisfied. Then they'll both shut up and sit down, and I'll be able to get the channel back to normal. I got like, back here. But he knows what I mean. It feels like at this point, he's intentionally annoying the shit out of me to get his own way, so I don't know what's going on. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and see you later. Bye-bye.